And we are back on The Rodriguez Show, and we have our only guest for this episode. You just heard his song Coastal Plain. This is returning for the first time since December 2021, Adam et al. How's it going, man?
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hey.
It's good.
How are you?
Good, man.
Hanging out here, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here once again.
Of course, my pleasure.
One of my favorite guests, I have to say. It's always fun talking to you, man.
Thank you, dude.
Like I said, December 2021 was the last time you were here. How's your life been since that, like, year and a half?
Woo, let's see. I think last time I was here, me and my wife had eloped that year, right? And then, so it was December 2021. So 2022, we got to have our, like, family wedding in like a year after we eloped. So we had been married for a year legally, and then we got to do the family thing. And then we finally went on our honeymoon.
Nice.
We did a highly recommend river cruise.
Oh, shit.
I had never heard of a river cruise.
Yeah.
And we went to we did the Rhine River in Europe. So we started in Switzerland and we ended in Amsterdam.
Holy shit.
It was like 7 days. But it's dope because I had never been on an ocean cruise before, but I heard those things are humongous. And to me, I'm like, that's super overwhelming. The river cruise was like smaller. We were for sure like the youngest people. There's a lot of old retired people and stuff.
That's still awesome,
no
though.
knock, but it was cool. We just got to just experience that river, and like we get anxious trying to plan everything. Yeah. So it's kind of nice. Like it's all paid for. Everything's included. So we had a great time there, and what else? Just working on projects. 2022 is when I dropped the last EP, summer 2022, called I'm Having a Good Time Now.
Nice.
So I've just been getting in this rhythm, teaching and like chipping away at the art. Usually on Fridays, that's when I'm like focused on writing and recording, because that's when my wife's in a band too, and that's when she has band practice.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I get the music room and just chipping away. And then in the summertime, that's when we try to get back, like doing open mics or booking shows and stuff like that.
That's cool. Yeah, I've seen you perform a couple times here and there. One of the performances was at our June It's a Summertime thing, which is also like my birthday party.
Yes.
Thanks for doing that. How was that for you?
It was dope, man. It was dope. That was the first, like, it was a show, right? But it also felt like more, because it was kind of like a open air market thing. And like that's the first time I saw like tattoo artists doing tattoos at a live event.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is sick. Like I didn't pull the trigger on it, but I wanted to.
Yeah, same.
But it was dope. You guys ran a nice tight ship, sound was on point, the vibes were right, everyone seemed to be having a good time, and like from what I experienced, like all the artists were like, okay, let me see what this person has to offer. It's not always like that at shows. It's a lot of egos sometimes, but what you seem to be cultivating with it is very like communal, and it was a good time.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, we try to people to support each other at our shows. That's kind of the artists that we don't. The people that we book are the kind of people that would support other people. It's not just. We kind of know how to pick them, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, thanks for doing that once again. So how else has your summer been?
Summer was dope, man. It just ended for me. Today actually was my first day back in person on campus.
Oh, damn.
Yesterday was the start of the semester, but we spent this summer playing Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
Nice.
We're like super immersed in that. Like, we can cuss on here, right?
Yeah,
it's been a while.
Yeah.
We're immersed in that shit. Like there were days this summer where like didn't leave the couch, didn't know what time it was, just in it. And other than that, just a lot of reading. And we went to Puerto Vallarta.
I saw that, yeah.
My wife's aunt lives out there, so we were fortunate enough to have this like beautiful like resort type of vibe, and we were just on they had like 3 pools, like infinity pools, and we're just chilling.
Yeah.
And of course we went into the city and just ate bomb ass food and
that's how it is in Mexico.
yeah, man. So we were out there for like 10 days, And so that was great. And then yeah, like I said, other than that, we kind of just we didn't go as hard at like open mics and stuff. Like last summer, we went hard. Like we were trying to go to open mics like or book a show like multiple times a week. This time, not so much. But I personally got a lot of like I said, reading done and a lot of submitting poetry manuscripts.
Nice.
Because I have like two since I think the last time I came was to promote the first book, right? Yeah, Remyth. And so since then, I've been like editing, revising manuscripts, and then like this past spring, I was like, all right, I think these are ready. So then I started compiling a list, and then the early part of the summer was me like taking, an hour or two a day, submitting them.
Nice. So any update on that? Any of those?
Not yet. Those actually the process, So if you submit it like in say June, it's probably gonna take at least 3 months to hear anything. 3 to 6 months.
Yeah.
So, I'm just throwing them seeds out there, see what's gonna grow, hopefully something.
We'll keep a lookout, man. I really like the first one.
Yeah,
so,
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So talk about the singles, man. So you dropped earlier. So we'll talk about the one that just dropped, the Coastal Plain, but the ones you dropped earlier this year, Total Babe 2 and Lynchian Freestyle. How was the release of those?
That was dope. It was like I think since becoming like a full-time instructor, I've had to figure out like how do I keep this part of me afloat, and like I can't necessarily do all of the things that I want to do artistically at any time that I want to. So I really have to map it out. So I've gotten better at like I just call it having someone in the chamber. Like I always have songs kind of ready to go. Like the song itself is done, it's mastered, and then it becomes like a slow chipping away of like, all right, artwork. All right, let's do like a little rollout. Like what's the plan for that? And I don't know. I haven't really been in the head. I don't know. I don't know if it's me as a listener and where we're at with like streaming and stuff, where I haven't necessarily had a desire to like make an album, and that kind of makes me sad.
Yeah.
Because that's how, that was always a goal when you're just starting. Like, oh, first you write a song, then you write a couple, and then it's like, oh, I want to do an EP or I want to do an album, and it, like you want it to do all this amazing like connection and sequencing, and like even when I think about the way I listen to music now, I listen to a lot of playlists and singles, and I guess that might have informed the way that I operate musically now too. Like I've been writing just a lot of loosies, I guess, and I just keep them stacked and ready, and like I just always want to make sure that I'm releasing at least a song like every couple months, even when I'm in the thick of the semester.
Yeah.
So I've had these 3 songs kind of locked and loaded since like last year. Even Coastal Plain I wrote during the pandemic.
Oh, okay.
I think it was my birthday 2020. I was like, this is what I want to do for my birthday for like a couple hours. I'm just going to go in the music room and I'm going to write. And so Coastal Plain came out of that.
Yeah.
Total Babe 2, there's a whole like story to that one.
Yeah, I was reading about it. It's like a sequel to an older song.
Yeah. So, and you've been rocking with me since Fame Kills days, And so, in short, I went by Fame Kills is the first iteration of me putting out music in a, I guess you could say in a serious way, right? Like 2007, 2008 is when I started doing this more professionally. Came out as Fame Kills. And then at a certain point, it just wasn't speaking to who I am, right? And we've talked about this on the show before. Yeah. And so I lost my train of thought.
So you were talking about the
Total
first,
Babe 2.
Yeah, Total Babe, yeah.
So one of the more well-liked songs, I guess you could say, in the IE scene was a song called Total Babe. And it's produced by Dope Kid Danny, just like this new one. And it's a fun song. It was definitely a fun song, and I loved performing it, but it was very misogynistic, and like in my head, I was doing something smarter than it actually ended up. Like I was trying to be like ironic and satirical, but it's just like that's not how it was being received. Like people were like, like, you know
That's
what I mean?
what happens, though.
That's what happens. And so like, I don't know. I've had like a very complicated relationship with like the fame stuff because I can't deny it is who I was, and like it brought me to spaces like this, and shit, it even helped me become a professor for sure. But instead of like just denying it and pulling it off of streaming, I started to think a lot about like alternate realities and like what would that song sound like if I wrote it as the man I am now. And so that's kind of what came about of that. And it's really about like that song was really about like the original one was kind of about like finding love in the wrong places. Not even love, just finding a little brief happiness here and there.
Yeah.
In certain activities.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. A quickie, maybe.
Yeah. And so this song was kind of about like, I'm the total babe. It's me. It's always been me. I couldn't accept that in myself for some reason, I wasn't ready to receive that. And therapy and just growing. And of course, my partner, my wife has helped mold this man that I've become now. And so I wanted to honor the vibes that people gave to me with that song in a new way and kind of like make a bridge of the legacy in like a different, more, I guess, positive way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Like, because you want the art to grow with you too.
Yeah.
Like, who says you can't go back and revise something and make it better?
Yeah. And the other thing is like, I was just listening to a podcast with Jenny Lewis from formerly of Rilo Kiley. She just put out an amazing ass album this year, and she was talking about like living in the shadow of her old band Rilo Kiley, and she's like, no matter what I put out, even though I love it, I'm still gonna live a little bit in the shadow of like, oh, but is Rilo Kiley coming back?
Yeah,
and that resonates with me because for the longest time, even now, sometimes I'll see people from the Fame era, and they're like, Total Babe, like, are you gonna perform Total Babe tonight? And I'm like, oh. So that was another reason to do Total Babe 2. Is like, okay. Now I have a song that's like similar that I will do. So yeah, and then Lynchian Freestyle, that was just me, like, it was a freestyle. It was a freestyle. I just wrote it. I mean, I'm not very good at freestyling. Shouts out to all the true freestylers, but I wrote that one just very, one draft kind of thing, and I was getting in my. Like the inspiration for that was definitely like Pusha T. Like the fangs are out, like just kind of going at a couple things that frustrate me in culture, that have frustrated me in culture, like self-help culture as a whole. I think there are some good things about self-help culture, especially if you're doing it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
But I find a lot of influencers or people that I know that are impressed by certain influencers, there's like this capitalist idea at the back of it, and it's not really for self-growth necessarily. And then it's the whole thing, man. It's like,
I get what you're saying.
Like the Tony Robbins type of people, like, are you really in it to help people, or are you there for the bag?
Yeah.
Like, and so that was kind of like those lines kind of guided the rest of the song in a way.
It's tough. I get what you're saying with the messaging too, because it could be like they're presenting you one thing, but their motives are, like you said, not the right ones, and they're feeding you messages that have nothing to do with the initial thing, which is just trying to better yourself.
Yeah,
like it has its own agenda sometimes too.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even need the song. You just said it. You said it in one sentence. Yeah,
No, I get what you're saying. So I saw you performed at the Artlands. It was an interesting performance because you were outside performing in the street, right? How was that?
Yeah. So, all right, let me tell you a story about that. Yeah, that was amazing. So I live in Redlands, California now, right? I'm from San Bernardino originally. Redlands, California is like 20 minutes down the freeway, heading east. I don't know. Have you ever been there?
No. I have been.
Yeah,
I've been there.
Yeah. So you know the vibes a little bit. It's very, very red, conservative.
Yeah.
A lot of old money there. But there is some dope stuff happening with the younger people, and not even like younger like in their early 20s, but like younger like us, like in our 30s and even 40s. There's people that are trying to make it a more inclusive city, make art more like interesting, not having it dictated by the people that own the places and say like, you can't do that kind of music here, you can't do that kind of art show here. And so Artlands is one of those, I guess, collectives or organizations that have been doing that. So I've been wanting to find my footing in Redlands artistically. I've done shows here and there out there, but for the most part, it never really felt like a space that hip hop could really thrive, you know? And so my homie Dewan, who's linked up with Artlands, he curated a hip hop exhibit called Lyrically Speaking, and he just asked me like, hey, do you want to perform at the opening? I was like, yeah, for sure. And in a truly like hip hop fashion, we weren't sure what we were gonna do about the sound because it's not a venue.
Yeah.
It's a gallery, right? And we didn't really have like a PA or anything like that. And so I was unsure, like, well, how's this gonna work? Am I gonna do a cappella? Like, and my wife was just super solution based with it. And I was like thinking about declining it at the last minute, but she's like, no, we have amps at home. Like, how much do you need? It's a little art gallery. So when we got home, she set up 2 amps. She set my mic up on one, the aux in the other, and she just leveled me out. And we did a really quick run through. And like, she set up my whole little set design. And so when we got there, I was like, do you want me inside? Do you want me outside? And we just decided it would be cool to make it like a troubadour thing, you know, a busking type of thing.
Yeah.
You don't really see that with hip hop. You see the dude with the guitar, which is cool. But it was cool. It was like inviting people into the space. You know what I mean? And so shouts out to Leslie for designing all of it. Cause I was like, this is a rap, man. This is going to be janky. Like not the art show itself, but like my performance.
Sound, yeah.
And it sounded great. Like no problems. It was lovely. And we met a lot of cool people that are from like the art scene. So we're hoping to continue building out there with them.
That's dope. Yeah, look, it was a really cool setup. I was like, damn, that's dope. Like, I saw it on your Instagram. So you're working towards the release of an EP coming out next week. You can talk about Coastal Plain first, though, because is that going to be on there?
Yep. So, all right, I'm sure you've seen this trend, and I'm kind of following it because it's like, you know, there's people that listen to my music, but there's still a lot of other people that have never heard my music. So the EP is called TLC, and it's just T for Total Babe, L for Lynchian Flow, and C for Coastal Plain.
Okay.
I'm re-releasing all 3 of the singles in one, the way I intended them to come out together. Whereas like Coastal Plain that just dropped today, it's a song pack. I've been dropping song packs with the singles. So it's the original song, and then it'll have 2 remixes of that. And so the EP will be just the original songs back to back to back.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, that's cool because then it's like a different way to package it. I've seen that all the time because you think
right?
somebody dropped a new project, you're like, oh, it's the same thing, just broken up.
Which can be kind of frustrating.
Yeah.
Like for me as a listener, I'm like, wait, you just gave me this. Give me like, you know. But yeah, I'm like, why not?
But if it's organized a certain way, maybe somebody that listens to it later will find it that way.
Exactly.
You know? That's smart.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, you can hear all the songs now because they're all out now.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you're looking forward to doing this year?
Right after this, I'm in the process of writing 2 projects. One is more like influenced. I'm very grateful to be seeing artists like Bartiz Strange and I think it's Gene Dawson. It's these artists that like they just seamlessly navigate between like hip hop and like indie rock and punk and like hyper pop, like super fluid in a way that I've never really seen happen, and it feels very authentic. And I feel like it's always what I've been aiming for, like ever since I started.
Yeah, definitely.
Like
I can hear that.
I was rapping over like Brand New and Taking Back Sunday loops. Like I was just looping it myself back in like 04, 05. But when I heard like the Bartise album last year, I was like, this is what I meant. This is what I like. That's a goal right there.
Yeah.
And so I have probably like 9 songs that I've been chipping away at for whatever amounts of years. And now I want to get into some really sit down conversations with Shouts Out Cash Only, my engineer, my co-songwriter, to really hash them out and build an album.
Nice.
And then the other project that I'm working on is back in the Fame Kills era, I did 2 projects with a producer named Captain. Shouts out Captain. He's out in Colorado now doing MMA fighting, I think, or Muay Thai.
Oh wow.
But he came upon a folder of beats from a certain era that were meant for me, but some of them either I didn't end up using or he just never sent them to me. So he was like, hey, I was going through my folders and I found this, and he sent it to me. And I'm like, are we doing a trilogy right now? So that's the other move that they're gonna complete that trilogy. I had Dystopia Cornucopia in 2009, and then Thrashed Out in 2014, and then whatever this one is gonna be.
Gonna be continuation.
So yeah, and that one I'm looking hopefully next year to drop it. I'm still writing it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Wow. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing all those. Always great to hear you experiment with different sounds. So it's gonna be great. Before we do the performance, though, I'm gonna hit you with 3 things on Dope or Nope. You're gonna tell me if you think they're dope or nope. You ready for this?
Am I giving you reasons, or am I
Yes,
just saying?
yeah.
Okay.
We'll start with Tiny Desk concerts.
Dope.
Yeah. Have you seen any ones recently you liked?
Juvies.
Oh, okay.
And Action Bronson.
Action Bronson.
Shouts out Action Bronson for just letting the pipes out with those.
yeah, that was fire.
That was dope.
Teslas.
I've never been in a Tesla. Elon Musk weirds me out. I know he's not Tesla, but I'll say dope because the car looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Again, I've never been in one. I would like to.
Yeah, same. All right, last one. Magic mushrooms, dope or nope?
Same thing. I've never done magic mushrooms, but I'm gonna say dope because if you're doing them for the right reasons, it seems like a really eye-opening, mind-opening experience.
Yeah, for real. All right, that was Dope or Nope with Adam Mental. You ready to do a couple tracks?
Yeah.
All right. Performing Lynchian freestyle and Total Babe 2. This is Adam Mental on The Rodriguez Show.
Damn, that intro felt like I'm on SNL right now. Shit was hard. Yeah. It's ADAMETAL in it. Might pull up in a black Chevy like a Tony. They be robbing. So many of you talking headed bootstrap mythologists. You struggle hustle apologists. I ain't like you. All you Gary V disciples kicking that self-help gospel. Let me help you. Spell it out, put your brain on the title page. Red curtains drawn when I hit the stage. She came through blue velvet negligee. Beautiful mind mixed with the pretty face. Cameras on the first 48. You know what they say? Even if them laws leave you powerless, you got them 10,000 hours so you straight. Your debt's paid. Now it's time to make cake. There's so many bakers in the way. I'm headed home, might hit bakers on the way. Off that twin kitchen, I've been spitting. Who want the beef plus the fries in the shake? Take you to the graveyard, they be playing Khalees at your wake. For heaven's sake, give you hell, boy, man, pray for them pearly gates. Hard to see the path you should take. Separate the grass from the snakes. Rats in the race. 9 out of 10 times they lack in the faith. Never been the type to push the lack or the rate. Never fuck with fakes, that's for abstinence sake. So rich even in the past tense of break. God, why you make me so great? Ooh. I said, God, why you make me so great? Hey. Dope Kid Danny. Shouts out Dope Kid Danny. From Minnesota to the IE. Out to the juice. This one is for all the total babes, which is everyone listening to this song right now. Found my one of a kind, we listen to Beach House. We vibing off that vinyl, splitting that gelato sweet. The timing, it's divine, twilight, once, twice melody. We laughing, crying, singing, dancing, taking care of me. We parenting our inner child, got that ESP. We talk to God and God talk back, we got that ESP. When she in them Ferragamos, got room in those jeans. On my way to work, shit, I be paying homage. Still fuck with a total babe, but that total babe, that's me. Still fuck with a total babe, but that total babe, that's me, babe. Still fuck with a total babe, but that total babe, that's me. Still fuck with a total babe, but that total babe, that's me. I don't talk my shit just to talk my shit. Be about your shit. I probably got some haters on the low. They be smiling in my face, thinking they my big bro. Big facts is on the way. I heard around the way. My name stay in your conversation. No, you doubt my greatness, goodness gracious. Save these atheists who lacking all the faith. They lacking all the faith. But I don't talk my shit just to talk my shit. When I talk my shit, I'm about my shit. Put it about your shit. Put it about your shit. Still fuck with a total babe, but that total babe, that's me. Still fuck with a total babe, but that total babe, that's me, babe. Still fuck with a total babe, but that total babe, that's me. Still fuck with a total babe, but that total babe, that's me. I probably been the lowest key OG in it. Out the IE, bout to go OT in it. Took a time out, the game need me in it. From the fridge, I'm about to put 3 in it. Swish, swish, swish. Said, boy, they wish, wish, wish. I'm something like Prince in his bitch. Off that kiss, kiss, kiss. I know this about to blow just like some TNT. I'ma cut you off if I don't like your energy. It ain't about my ego, it's about my inner peace. I'ma chuck the deuces at you, hit you with a piece. Still fuck with a total babe, but that total babe, that's me. Still fuck with a total babe, but that total babe, that's me, babe. Still fuck with a total babe, but that total babe, that's me. Still fuck with a total babe, but that total babe, that's me. Still fuck with a total babe, but that total babe, that's me, babe. Still fuck with a total babe, but that total babe, that's me. Still fuck with a total baby, that total baby, that's me, babe. Still fuck with a total baby, that total baby, that's me.
Adam et al. On D Rodriguez Show.